Saving the wrong person will destroy you. Not loudly. Slowly. You step in again. Same story, same crisis, same promise to change. Your chest tightens as the pressure hits. You feel responsible. You feel watched. The urge to help overrides instinct. You say yes, even though something inside you says stop. Nothing improves. They don't rise. You sink. This is the trap. Helping feels virtuous, but power reads it differently. When you rescue someone who never takes responsibility, you inherit their chaos. Their failures become your interruptions. Their enemies become your problems. Their weakness attaches itself to your reputation. Most men learn this too late. They confuse loyalty with obligation and compassion with strategy. They keep saving, hoping effort will be rewarded. Here is the warning. Power does not respect sacrifice without discernment. Save the wrong people, and you don't elevate them. You inherit their fall. Every time you intervene, some people are not unlucky. They are adaptive. Human behavior follows a quiet test. When pressure appears, people look for someone willing to absorb consequences they refuse to carry themselves. They signal distress, confusion, injustice. Not always consciously, but consistently. This is how liability moves from one person to another. Victim signaling is not a phase. It is a strategy. When someone repeatedly frames themselves as wronged, overwhelmed, or misunderstood, they are not asking for solutions. They are searching for a container. A person who will step in, explain, fix, defend, or take blame. Once that container is found, the pattern locks in. Guilt is the lever. Urgency is the accelerant. Moral framing is the disguise. You are told it is the right thing to do. That time is short. That refusing help means you lack empathy. These signals bypass rational evaluation and trigger tribal reflexes. The nervous system reacts before judgment forms. Rescuers respond emotionally. They prioritize relief over outcome. They confuse immediate calm with long-term improvement. Each intervention feels necessary in the moment, but cumulative damage is invisible until status erodes and energy drains. Selectors operate differently. They observe patterns, not stories. They ask one question internally. Does this person convert help into trajectory? If effort produces movement, alignment exists. If effort produces repetition, extraction has begun. Emotional loyalty binds rescuers. Strategic alignment guides selectors. One is driven by how it feels to help. The other by what actually changes after help is given. This difference determines who rises and who is used. Once you understand this mechanism, behavior becomes predictable. People test softly first. A small request, a shared complaint, a subtle emergency. If absorbed, the demands scale. If resisted, the test moves elsewhere. This is not cruelty. It is selection. Systems survive by shedding load. Individuals do the same. The moment you stop absorbing consequences that are not yours, draining behavior loses its incentive. And that shift sets the stage for identifying exactly who should never be saved. Power notices this shift immediately. Access narrows. Expectations reset. Respect replaces need. Those who relied on you feel discomfort and call it betrayal. That reaction confirms the mechanism. When saving stops, incentives disappear, and only those capable of forward movement remain within reach. Selection always looks harsh to those dependent on rescue. Power demands trajectory, not sympathy, and it remembers who provided which when consequences come due eventually. Not everyone who struggles deserves rescue. Some people are not falling. They are sinking with intent. Machiavelli understood this distinction clearly. Power is built by alignment with builders, not by carrying burdens that refuse to walk. The first type is the chronic victim. This person converts help into entitlement. Every problem is framed as something done to them. Every solution becomes insufficient. The more you give, the more they expect. Assistance does not produce momentum. It produces dependency. Over time, your effort becomes the baseline, not the gift. When help is withdrawn, resentment appears immediately. Builders use help to climb. Victims use help to rest. The second type is the undisciplined. They outsource responsibility while keeping authority over outcomes. They promise effort but deliver excuses. They ask for guidance, then ignore it. structure collapses around them because consistency was never present. When you step in, you become the system they lack. Your energy replaces their discipline. Progress halts the moment you disengage. Allies build habits. Liabilities borrow yours. The third type is the disloyal. This person stays close while unstable, then switches sides once stabilized. When they need protection, they praise you. When they gain footing, they realign toward whoever offers higher status or convenience. Loyalty was never the currency. Survival was. Saving them strengthens someone who will not defend you when pressure reverses. Players recognize allegiance. Anchors recognize opportunity. The fourth type is the resentful. These are the most dangerous. They punish their saviors. Help highlights their weakness, and weakness breeds shame. That shame converts into quiet hostility. They undermine you subtly, question motives, or diminish your role. What you meant as support becomes evidence of their inferiority, and they seek to erase that feeling by reducing you. Builders feel gratitude. Resentful people feel exposed. The fifth type is addicted to chaos. Order threatens their identity. Stability removes the drama that keeps them relevant. When progress begins, they sabotage it unconsciously. Crises reappear at critical moments. Deadlines are missed. Conflicts erupt. You cannot save someone whose nervous system is calibrated to instability. Calm feels unsafe to them. Allies protect progress. Anchors disrupt it. The sixth type is the moral blackmailer. This person uses virtue to control you. They frame refusal as cruelty. Boundaries become evidence of your lack of character. They appeal to ideals, not outcomes. The moment you resist, you are accused of betrayal, ego, or moral failure. Their language sounds elevated, but the function is simple: compliance. Builders respect limits. Blackmailers attack them. Across all six types, the pattern is the same. Your intervention does not change trajectory. It transfers weight. Builders turn help into forward motion. Burdens turn help into obligation. Allies multiply value. Liabilities consume it. This is the central contrast. Players invest where returns compound. Anchors attach where effort disappears. One expands range. The other narrows it. Saving becomes destructive when it replaces accountability. When effort substitutes for discipline. When sympathy overrides evaluation. Power does not operate on intention. It operates on results. Machiavelli's lesson was not cruelty. It was clarity. Preserve resources for those who convert opportunity into momentum. Withdraw from those who convert help into entitlement, chaos, or control. You are not responsible for everyone's outcome. You are responsible for where you place your time, energy, and name. Builders strengthen your position. Burdens weaken it. Once you internalize these six types, decisions simplify. You stop negotiating with guilt. You stop explaining withdrawals. You stop hoping effort will transform people who have shown you, repeatedly, that it will not. Power is not maintained by saving everyone. It is maintained by choosing correctly. In the workplace, an underperformer misses deadlines again. Old you steps in. You soften feedback, explain expectations, cover gaps. You tell yourself leadership means support. Meetings pass. Results don't. Quietly, accountability shifts onto you. Others notice. Your name becomes attached to delays. The more you protect, the more invisible your authority becomes. Sovereign you pauses. You stop translating, stop shielding, stop fixing. You state standards once, then withdraw attention. Silence replaces reminders. Consequences remain intact. Performance either rises or exits the system. In both cases, your position strengthens without argument. In relationships, emotional rescue looks like intimacy. Old you listens endlessly, absorbs blame, reassures through confusion. You overfunction to keep peace. Contempt grows quietly. The imbalance registers. Your effort becomes expected. Desire fades as dependence hardens. Sovereign you does less. You refuse to manage emotions that are not yours. You listen without solving. You acknowledge without rescuing. When patterns repeat, you create distance instead of explanations. Space forces clarity. Either responsibility appears, or the bond dissolves. Respect replaces need. In social circles, there is always the friend who needs one more chance. Old you advocates. You justify behavior, smooth conflicts, loan credibility. Each incident costs you standing. Others begin to see you as the buffer, not the standard. Sovereign, you stops lobbying. You attend selectively. You leave early when lines blur. You don't announce boundaries, you demonstrate them. The group recalibrates. Some drift away. Others rise to meet the new frame. Across each scene, notice the internal switch. Old you speaks to relieve tension. Sovereign you stays quiet to preserve leverage. One intervenes early to feel useful. The other waits to see who can self-correct. Silence is not passivity. It is positioning. Withdrawal is not punishment. It is information. Non-intervention allows reality to speak without your interference. When you stop rescuing, patterns surface fast. People either adjust or expose themselves. You gain clarity without confrontation. Energy returns. Authority consolidates. This is the practical edge. Do less later. Say less once. Move last. Let systems work. Sovereignty is not loud. It is felt, enforced by consistency rather than persuasion. The role play ends here, but the rule carries forward. Wherever you feel pressure to step in, pause. Ask what happens if you don't. That answer determines who you are becoming. Notice how withdrawal changes the field. Conversations shorten. Requests become clearer. Favors turn into proposals. You are no longer the emotional first responder. You become the standard others adapt to. This is uncomfortable at first. Guilt flares. Old habits pull. Stay still. The moment you move to rescue, the test resets. When you hold position, structure appears. Systems correct behavior better than speeches ever will. Over time, people approach you prepared. Those who relied on saving stop calling. What remains is alignment. Alignment is quiet power earned without force. Remember this posture when stakes rise. Your restraint signals capacity, filters allies from liabilities, and keeps your name attached to outcomes, not excuses. Always consistently. Refusing to save builds power when the environment rewards trajectory. In hierarchies, leadership paths, and long-term reputation games, outcomes matter more than intentions. Here, non-rescue preserves standards. It forces accountability to surface naturally. People either adapt upward or remove themselves. Over time, your name becomes associated with results, not protection. That association compounds quietly. It fails in temporary crises. When safety, legality, or immediate harm is at stake, hesitation is misread as abandonment. Shared accountability environments also demand clarity. Teams bound by formal responsibility require intervention to protect the whole. In these contexts, restraint without action looks like negligence, not strength. Power adapts to the arena. The distinction is strategic non-rescue versus cruelty. Strategic non-rescue is calm, consistent, and proportional. You state expectations once. You remove buffers. You allow consequences to teach. Cruelty is emotional. It humiliates, withholds arbitrarily, or seeks punishment. One preserves structure. The other erodes trust and invites retaliation. Ethical calibration keeps authority intact. You do not abandon people mid-crisis to prove resolve. You do not weaponize distance to feel superior. You choose restraint where it clarifies responsibility and intervention where it protects the system. When asked why, you keep explanations minimal. Outcomes justify the posture. Think in timelines. Short-term discomfort can secure long-term leverage. Long-term damage can result from short-term heroics. Evaluate patterns, not pleas. Frequency matters more than intensity. A repeated rescue signals extraction. A single intervention during collapse signals leadership. Refusing to save builds power when it increases future capability for everyone involved. It destroys power when it fractures essential bonds or violates shared duty. The rule is simple but strict. Protect the system, not the habit. Preserve standards, not feelings. When calibrated correctly, restraint reads as confidence and care. People rise to meet it. When misapplied, it reads as indifference. That is the line. Walk it deliberately. Leaders earn authority by choosing when to carry weight and when to set it down. Consistency matters more than drama. If you hesitate, default to protecting the structure, documenting decisions, and exiting quietly rather than rescuing impulsively. This preserves leverage and credibility across cycles and time. The identity shift begins when you stop proving your worth through sacrifice and start enforcing standards through presence. Rescuing was never strength. It was a request to be needed. Selection is different. Selection assumes value already exists and protects it. Detachment from being needed changes everything. When your self-worth is no longer tied to usefulness, urgency disappears. You do not rush. You do not overextend. You do not negotiate boundaries in real time. Calm refusal becomes possible because nothing inside you is scrambling for approval. Being needed feels powerful to insecure systems. Being selective feels threatening. That is why resistance appears. People accustomed to your sacrifice interpret standards as betrayal. Let them. Their reaction reveals dependency, not your failure. This identity is anchored by simple power lines. I am not here to save outcomes. I am here to uphold structure. I do not absorb consequences that are not mine. Access is earned through behavior, not stories. Calm refusal signals surplus. You say no without explanation. You withdraw attention without anger. You remain available only to those who convert opportunity into movement. This posture communicates abundance. Scarcity argues. Surplus waits. Internally, anxiety drops. You stop scanning for emergencies to prove relevance. Energy returns. Time stretches. Decisions sharpen. You are no longer reactive to crises manufactured by others. Externally, hierarchy adjusts. Requests become clearer. Favors become proposals. People approach prepared. Those who relied on rescue drift away. Those capable of responsibility remain. This is the selector's position. Quiet, stable, unapologetic. You do not announce standards. You embody them. Over time, people stop asking you to bend rules. They begin asking how to meet them. The upgrade is complete when saving feels optional and standards feel non-negotiable. At that point, power stops leaking through sacrifice. For 7 days, suspend the instinct to intervene. This is not withdrawal from life. It is a controlled experiment in restraint. Each day, place yourself in environments where requests, problems, and emotional pressure naturally appear. Day 1, notice the trigger. When someone presents a problem, feel the pull to fix it. Do nothing. Breathe slowly. Let the moment pass. Day 2, remove explanations. If you refuse cleanly. No stories. No justifications. Silence is sufficient. Day 3, stop absorbing consequences. When others miss deadlines, create chaos, or complain, allow outcomes to land where they belong. Do not buffer discomfort. Day 4, regulate the body. Guilt will surface as tension, heat, or urgency. Slow your breath. Relax the jaw. Stay present until the sensation fades. Day 5, observe patterns. Who escalates when you do less? Who adapts? Information replaces emotion. Day 6, shorten responses. Fewer words. Neutral tone. You are not cold, you are precise. Day 7, review results. What improved without your involvement? What collapsed? Which relationships stabilized? Throughout the week, remember the rule. No fixing, no explaining, no rescuing. Observation replaces action. Calm replaces urgency. By the end, something shifts. Pressure decreases. Respect sharpens. You realize how often intervention was unnecessary. This protocol does not make you cruel. It makes you accurate. Accuracy is power practiced quietly, daily, without witnesses. Notice how restraint rewires authority, clarifies alignment, and restores energy, proving that discipline outperforms reaction in every environment under pressure, consistently, over time. Saving the wrong people is a hidden form of self-betrayal. It feels noble in the moment, but it slowly transfers your time, energy, and reputation to outcomes you cannot control. Power erodes not through attack, but through misplaced loyalty. Here is the warning. When you stop rescuing, some people will turn hostile. Not because you harmed them, but because you removed access. Dependence disguises itself as connection, and when the supply ends, resentment surfaces. That reaction is confirmation, not failure. This is where the contract is made. Not publicly, not for validation. Privately, you commit to selecting alignment over obligation. You agree to protect standards instead of absorbing consequences. You choose to invest only where effort converts into movement. From this point forward, you will pause before intervening. You will evaluate patterns, not please. You will let reality teach what you no longer explain. Remember the final line that anchors this position: power grows where responsibility stays attached. When you stop saving everyone, you stop syncing with them.